So the Delta Firefighters Blue Sky Project was chosen to support Delta Hospice Society. Why they chose us was that they often are first on the scene of very traumatic accidents. And they found it was of comfort for them to know that there was another organization that would actually follow up with these families in terms of dealing with the grief or the loss that they'd had in some of these accidents. So I thought that was a really touching kind of reason. So it wasn't just giving an organization money, there was a real reason behind them following up with some of the really difficult things they see. Our program here supports children, but we actually see it as a family program where children and teens can come and through a variety of counseling support, expressive arts, music, they learn to express their feelings, to talk about what's happened, to feel safe. And also they learn to tell their story.
When children come to the hospice, to the support center, we work one-on-one with them, and that might be doing all sorts of activities, sand tray, art therapy involving painting, pastels, cutting, pasting, anything that allows a child to express their feelings and their thoughts. We do try to help them understand their feelings, understand their concerns, and just learn to be happy in the world. Children, especially who have gone through anxiety and the loss of someone they love, they really need support in learning how to start to work through that. Often for children and adults alike, the family is going through a real grieving process. They've lost someone who's very dear to them. Everyone in the family may be grieving, and children often, because they're learning about the world, they're learning about how to cope with change. The change that happens like this is really difficult for them, and so this is a place where they can come and talk to someone and have some support.
All of our rooms open up into the garden so that whether they're children or the parents can have access to the garden. It's a very healing place. They sit by the stream, they're out in nature, and so that's healing as well. I think just the space and the environment here is a very healing and safe place for them to come. When I was 10, my brother of 6 drowned in our neighbor's swimming pool. And I remember the police coming to the door looking for my mother, and she wasn't there. And so I ran down the street and looked through the hedge and watched the paramedics working on him, trying to resuscitate him. And the trauma of all of that, and then finding out that he died, the trauma of that was so great to me as a 10-year-old. And in those days, there was nothing for children. There wasn't anything for parents. They didn't have counseling, they didn't have grief support. And the stories and the anxiety that I carried with me for many years around fear of losing my parents next, or the anxiety of my mother getting up from the dinner table and leaving because of her grief, to me that was, oh my gosh, I'm now going to lose my mother. And so as a young child, that's a huge barrier to carry with you all your life. So when I started up hospice, recognizing that children were such an important piece of grief in a family, and how they needed to be treated, supported separately and differently, and people needed to know how to support them. That's probably what's driven me for this whole project. I really want to take this opportunity to thank the Delta Firefighters. They've helped us out a long time ago when we needed some land and this building, and here they are coming to something that's very dear to my heart. So I just have so much respect and appreciation for them to recognize the work that we do and the value that it has. Kudos to them. This is a big chunk of money that they're trying to raise, and it's so appreciated. And as a not-for-profit, we are great stewards of the funds we do receive, and we're very appreciative of each donation that we get.